Welcome back, warriors. The shadows haven't changed, but I have. I stand once more at Naoji Daji Temple, a place where silence lingers like incense smoke, and the past clings to every stone. This isn't the beginning of the story, but it's the start of something new. I've fought, I've fallen, I've risen again, and today we talk the line between discovery and destiny. So, if you are here not just to watch, but to walk with me, subscribe and let's begin this journey together. Before moving, I'll bring up the map, not to mark where I want to go, but see what the lens offers. My first mark, Pagoda of the Hills, a nearby viewpoint, not just for visuals, but for tactical clarity. In Assassin's Creed Shadows, viewpoints are your anchors. They unlock routes, expose shrines, highlight loot, and serve as a safe fallback zones. If you are playing along, mark this one now. Trust me, it will shape your entire next hour. I'm mounted up, the trail stretches ahead, dirty roads, stone arches, birds scattering through golden trees. This game doesn't rush you, and neither will I. The beauty is part of the guidance. As I near the temple walls, something glows. A rude chest almost hidden against the stone. Always scan the edges of structures like this. Shrines, rooftops, temples, courtyards. You will often find unguarded gear and materials waiting in plain sight. I dismount, loot the chest, and prepare to climb. The wind picks up as I ascend. Roof tiles shift under my weight. And then silence. The entire region unfolds before me. Waterfalls in the distance, trails I haven't walked yet, possibilities. Synchronize the Pagoda of the Hills, and now the journey becomes clear. If you are still here, you are not here by accident. You want the best path forward, and I'm here to walk it with you. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. This walkthrough is more than just gameplay, it's your guide through the hidden soul of Assassin's Creed Shadows. With the first viewpoint revealed, I check the map again. A second location appears in the distance. Another ride, another trail. But something inside me says, let the warrior lead this time. I switch to Yasuke. As I switch to Yasuke, the tone shifts.
It is harder than it looks.
The silence of the wind is replaced by the weight of armor. This is no longer a journey of ability or stealth. It's a path of force and presence. Kazuki is a warrior of rhythm. Every step deliberate, every breath a precision for battle. And today we walk as him. A ride through the countryside, the terrain here is open, perfect for ambushes, encounters, or simply soaking in the world's breath. And then I hear it, shouting, still, desperation. On the roadside ahead, a group of bandits, armed and jeering, surrounding a lone merchant. I dismount slowly, not because I'm afraid, but because this battle is already mine. With Yasuke, don't rush into battle blindly. Let the enemies reveal themselves, watch their patterns, look for spacing. The first two fall quickly. Their defense is weak, their confidence misplaced, and the last one tries to run. It doesn't make it. Yasuki combat thrives on pressure and punishment. It's not about finesse, it's about control.
Do not be afraid. You are safe now.
Thank you. Please, let me repay you.
If you have heard any valuable rumors, I would like to know.
The merchant survives. She thanks me, not with gold, but with a rumor. Information in a game is often more valuable than loot. These rumors, they unlock optional locations, special items, and even quest lines that don't appear on the map until triggered. Tip for viewers following this guide: always stop and speak to save NPCs. Even the smallest encounter can change your path later. After the fight, I opened the skill tree. Over 70 points unspent. That's not just a number. It's a transformation waiting to happen. Yasuke is more than muscle. Is presence. Is timing. Is the hammer that waits and then strikes with thunder. So here's how I shaped him. Long Katana, I unlock Adrenaline Builder, Riposte, and Sheath Attack. These form the core rhythm of Yasuke's swordplay: fast adrenaline generation, counterplay, and clean finishes. Bow, not his main tool, but still useful. Kyoto Master, Shift Hand, Hands Shot Lock. Now he can control space at range, not just brute force up close. Naginata. This is for crowd control. I choose Whistle Reach and Whirlwind. When the fights gets messy, this becomes his way to reset control. Tepo. This is where Yasuki surprised people. I unlock steel bullets, close quarters, temple's might. Suddenly, this heavy wire becomes lethal from range, especially in tight spaces. Next, Samurai Spirit, Brutal Assassination, and Regeneration. Now he's not just strong, he's sustainable. He endures. This setup isn't for flash, it's for dominance. If you are following along, this build is perfect for balanced combat, boss fights, and exploratory control. I finish my skill allocation, and as the final point lands, I pause. Yasuki feels different now. Not just powerful, but refined. We are ready to move. I marked my next path, the Ginkakuji source, a viewpoint I hadn't yet claimed, but I wasn't rushing forward. Assassin's Creed Shadow rewards those who observe, not just act, and this region, with its hills, waterfalls, and shrine energy, was already whispering something sacred. I rode across wooden bridges and under shadowed trees until I reached the foot of the hill. Just beneath the tree holding the viewpoint, I spotted another reward. A loot chest and two glowing resources piles. Quick, clean pickups. Nearby stood a blessing shrine, untouched, glowing faintly in the late afternoon light. I walked up, kneeled, and offered my prayer. Guide tip. Blessing shrines give us buffs that stay active across fast travel and stay stuck with shrine synergy bonus later in game. Always pray when you find one. Even if you're not playing combat soon, buffs help in unexpected moments. With the shrine on it, I climbed the great tree and synchronized the viewpoint. Fog lifted from the map. Two question marks appeared just a short walk down the hill, and I followed them with no hesitation. That curiosity led me to something much more meaningful. Gengokuji Temple. It doesn't shout, it hums. This ancient temple is layered with collectibles, two lost pages, a codex, and another blessing shrine hidden in its courtyard. But there was a problem. Yasuke couldn't go where I needed to. He's powerful, but his strength weighs him down. The temple roofs, the tree climbs, they were out of reach. So I made the call. I swam back to Naoe. If you are exploring Gingakuji Temple, use Naoe. Her vertical reach and climbing agility are essential here. She can scale beams, glide between rooftops, and get behind temples' walls without triggering conflict. Deep inside the temple grounds, I found a meditation point marked by stillness and wind. Naoe sat, the screen darkened. Hands moved through mudras, shadows danced across her face. I completed the Kojikari ritual and was rewarded with 2 knowledgeable points.
I am resilient, a bending branch in the rain.
Guide tip: knowledgeable points are used later for advantage, skill trees, and passive traits. Don't skip meditation spots even if you are focused on combat. They build long term progression. Still here? Then you are one of the few who understand that Assassin's Creed isn't just about blade, it's about patience, balance, ritual. If you are feeling that connection, drop a like and comment "Walk in Silence" below. You are not just watching a walkthrough, you are living it. I took one last look at the temple, opened my map, and marked a new path. A camp, a new region. But for now, I breathed. That temple changed something in me. With 2 knowledge points in my pocket and silence still echoing from the temple, I marked a new route. No shrines, no serenity, just a question mark and a sense that still would soon speaking again. I rode out this time with Naoe still leading, not because she was faster, but because I didn't yet know what kind of space I was heading into. Then the road is uncertain. Agility is our best ally. As they approached, it became clear. Kakori Camp wasn't a shrine, it was a battlefield. Armed enemies circled fire pits, rations stacked near tents, chests half buried under crates. I didn't wait. I moved through the shadows and then struck.
They'll raise the alarm if they see me.
Guy tip: when clearing camps like Kakori, don't aggro the whole group. Use terrain to break line of sight, lure enemies into corner, and eliminate them one by one. I used quick throw to disorient, then followed with fast weight combos. Once the area was clear, I looted 3 chests, resources nodes, and spare rations. These camps might seem small, but the materials you gain add up fast, especially when preparing for shrine, battles, or region bosses. If you have been pausing to loot everything like I do, you are walking the path with purpose. Hit that like button, it tells me you are here to play this game fully, not just race through it. Comment. Every chest matters if you are looting with discipline. On my way to the next viewpoint, I spotted a landmark not marked on my path, Otsuga Kokurega.
I need a closer look. Don't move. I need to be quiet. too loud.
After securing Otso Kakogera, I unlock its fast travel, always a good move before venturing into unknown territory.
Wasted as a common sword.
Come again.
A little further down the path, I heard still. A lone Ronin blocked the road. No words, just silence and intent. The fight was sharp, two blades, one truth.
This one was carrying a letter. So we're being hunted by Mitsuhide's Ronin, are we? I'll keep watch for them.
I put him down and kept moving. A question mark blinked on my map just ahead. That's when I discovered Mayadera, a sacred site humming with secrets. My objective, 3 lost pages scattered across the area. But before diving into the temple grounds, I did what I always do. I looked around. I entered Naoe's focus, scanned my surroundings, and saw it. A faint glowing. A chest under a nearby bridge, half hidden by stone. I slipped through the water and looted. Guide tip, Naoe's focus isn't just for stealth. It's a loot finding lens. Use it frequently when exploring shrine areas. Many valuable items hide below our line of sight. Back at the Mayadera, I began tracking the lost pages. One, two, and then the third page led me somewhere unexpected. Near the final page stood the figure Hori Haidamasa. A known name, a pivotal contact, but he couldn't speak to me while I was Naoe.
I am sorry. I don't have time for you.
So I made the decision. I switched to Yasuke, knowing that some doors only open through strength and presence. The conversation began, and the next chapter quietly unlocked.
You are Yasuke, are you not? I am Hori Hidemasa.
I am. You were a retainer of Lord Nobunaga's.
I am told I have a memorable face.
So am I.
My days in service of Lord Nobunaga were happier times.
The past can be a comfort or a curse if we dwell there too long.
You are right. Sentiment can slow you down, distract from what needs to be done.
I did not mean to cast a shadow over your memories of Lord Nobunaga. I speak more generally of my own distant past.
Lord Nobunaga spoke highly of you. It aroused some jealousy among his retainers.
I know nothing of that. I was simply trying to survive.
It must have been hard for you. But you rose to the occasion.
I did not do it alone. My fortunes changed the day I met Lord Nobunaga.
Lord Nobunaga did not deserve to die as he did. Betrayed by those he trusted.
Many were fooled by Mitsuhide's false loyalty.
Akechi Mitsuhide had help.
You mean his secret allies? The Shimbakufu?
I do not know that name. I speak of a more common evil. Those in his service who aided the enemy or did nothing.
I have my own regrets about that night. Had I betrayed my lord that way, I could never forgive myself.
I would bring them to justice personally. But I am bound by my current service to Lord Hideyoshi. You understand?
I do. Do you have information on these people?
I will share with you all that I have. And if you need more, well, I will look forward to your return.
You two spoke for some time. Are you rejoining the ranks of the samurai?
I never left. Just know this changes nothing between us.
This? What did he want?
To punish those who betrayed Lord Nobunaga.
And would you hunt down my people too for standing in the way of his bloody purges?
Your people were loyal to their cause. The ones I seek traded their loyalty for personal gain. This is the corruption we fight. And for me, it is the repayment of a debt. If not for Lord Nobunaga, you would not have me by your side. Honor must be served. So, will you help me find them?
All right. I can't risk my only samurai. Unless your handsome friend is looking for work.
Moments like this show why alternating between Naoe and Yasuke isn't just playstyle, it's necessary navigation. One is a blade, the other is the shadow, and only by using both do you uncover everything the world has hidden. After finishing my talk with Hori Hodimasa, I marked a new destination. A question mark on a path just beyond the hills, another viewpoint to claim. But fate had other plans. While crossing a worn-out wooden bridge, something shimmered in the corner of my eye. A faint blue orb pulsing from inside the building at Otsu Upper District. I dismounted, stepped in quietly, and found a piece of hidden lore, trustworthy in Tamba. A note connected to the Iron Hand Guild, one of the deeper storylines hidden in the folds of the world.
This merchant did not accept this Iron Hand's offer. Now he knows the Imai family. What would she make of this? This Iron Hand in Tamba province. I know his kind. They would trade someone's life for a sack of coins. Tamba is a vast region, but at least I have somewhere to start.
Guide insight when you find quest notes before you are ready to follow them. Don't skip or ignore. These notes give you early intel, world building depth, and may unlock alternative dialogue or gear options when you return later. I pocketed the parchment, but I wasn't ready to dive into the Iron Hand Guild yet. That journey will come, just not today. My path continued. The road curved gently, and then I saw it. Towering wooden walls, guards at the gate, warehouse looming behind the smoke. I had arrived at the rice shipyard. And right there, at the entrance, a Codex page, floating just off the path like it had been waiting for me. I collected, read it, then stepped inside. On the other side of the wooden gate, the shipyard exploded into life. Enemies at the very turn, chests, starch behind crates, two massive warehouses waiting to be picked clean, raw resources stacked near the docks. I've fought through wave after wave. Every arrow, every swing, deliberate.
You will answer for this. I won't give up. This could be trouble. This is it.
Movement.
Yasuke cleared the way with raw power. The last enemy fell in a thunder strike. Still with me? Then you are one of us, a true explorer of shadows. We are not rushing through this game, we are unearthing everything. Every codex, every secret, every last piece of iron in the corners of the world. Hit that like button to support this journey. Comment Shadow Loyalist if you are here for the entire walkthrough. You are not just watching, you are walking the same path. With the Rush shipyard behind me, I remarked the same viewpoint I had planned to reach earlier, but this time I made a tactical swap. I switched it to Naoe just in case the climb or terrain demanded finesse that Yasuke couldn't deliver. And it's a good thing I did. As I explored the perimeter, looking for a gear vendor, I realized something strange. The ripe shipyard had reset. The enemies had returned, patrols reappeared, and worse, they followed me. I found the gear vendor, but I wasn't alone. A Ronin and multiple guards had tracked me through the fog. One by one, I took them down. Blade silent, precise, clean.
Tell me again from the beginning.
Guide inside. Always check for zone resets after major area clear. Some loot, enemies and vendors respawn dynamically, especially after fast travel or character switching. And a Ronin will chase. If you are near merchants, clear the area first.
I saw becoming a shadow anything. My cheeks still roll downhill. You won't win.
Your path ends now.
With the threat neutralized, I finally spoke to the gear vendor. I browsed his wares, sold my unwanted equipment, and bought 4 engravings. Terrorist for our stealth damage hybrid build. Not just for damage, but for control.
Do you see anything of interest? You know where to find me.
Before continuing the journey, I opened Naoe skill tree for quick upgrade check. In the tool skill tree, I unlock Adrenaline Generator, increasing bar regeneration during action. Quick Throw for rapid follow-up attacks after dodging. Then, in the Shinobi skill tree, I added Prodigy, enhancing overall stealth and speed efficiency. Still tip, this combo lets Naoe stay fluid, fast throws after dodging, after adrenaline regen, non-stop pressure in stealth focus zones. Use this when tackling multi-guards around shrines and rooftops. I called my horse, rode out once more, and soon arrived at the sacred elevation Ishiyama-dera Temple, a hill dragged in mist and silence, layered with ancient buildings and spiritual weight. At the top, a lone tree, tall and commanding. I climb it with purpose. From the peak, I synchronize the viewpoint, unlocking vision over an entire valley of hidden stories. There is something about this moment, after battle, after upgrades, after chaos, when you just breathe and see how far you have come. After thinking the Ishiyamadera temple viewpoint, I took a moment to breathe. Then I opened my map and spotted something calling to me. A Jizo statue, nearby and quiet, hidden just beyond the shoreline. I leaped from the high tree, splashing into the water below. My footsteps swelled as I approached the statue, nestled beside the trees, worn by time, still watching. I made my offering. Guide inside, never skip a Jesus statue. Each one strengthens you in subtle ways. Resilience, resolve, and hidden unlocks that reward your reverence. I called my horse and crossed the Seta Bridge, the water glistening beneath me. As the bridge ended, I entered a new location, Seta Village Kakarega. I stopped briefly, opened the map, and unlocked the fast travel point. It's a habit now, a discipline. Every Kakarega is a future shortcut. Every unlock, a breadcrumb of mastery. With Naoe's focus active, something shimmered to my left. A silver orb glowing gently near the riverbank. I followed its pull and found something special, a golden key, floating effortlessly above a stone. Silent, waiting. No fight, no fanfare, just treasure for the patient and the curious. Exploration note: these golden keys often tie into rare chests or locked shrine mechanisms later. Collect everyone. Their use may not be immediate, but they always matter. I moved quietly along the riverbank. The air was calm, until it wasn't. To Ronin, blades drawn, scanning the tall grass. I ducked, slipped into the shadows, waited for the wind to move, then struck, shift and silent. No alarms, no noise, just shadows doing what shadows do. A short walk further, nestled behind a grove of trees, I found another Jizo statue. I stopped. These shrines are just mechanics. They are reminders to pause, to thank, to breathe. I made my offering, feeling the world acknowledge me in return. If you rush through this game, you will miss half of what makes it brilliant. The shrines, the riverbanks, the quiet running, standing where no quest points you. These are moments that matter. After my offering at the Jesus statue, I didn't set a destination. I simply wandered. No map markers, no quest lines, just me, the land, and whatever it chose to reveal. Sometimes that's how the best discoveries are made. As I followed one of the wider forest paths, I heard steel clashing in the distance. A group of soldiers locked in battle with bandits. Blades flashing, screams echoing between the trees. I didn't hesitate. I dismounted and dove into the chaos. Close combat once against many. Naoe might not match Yasuke's power, but with speed and technique, she's lethal. When the dust settled, both groups lay silent, and the forest was quiet again. I walked forward, Naoe's focus active. I saw it, a golden orb, flickering near a distant tree. I made my way there and found the chest quietly tucked beneath the roots. No guards, no barriers. Just one more hidden reward for those who explore with intention. I opened the map again and my eyes locked onto something that caught my interest. A hill slightly elevated, veiled in mist. I marked it and I went. That path led me to a name I hadn't seen before, Shagaraki Hamlet. The air changed here, colder, more still. Near the main trail I spotted a silver orb and with it a Codex. I read it, another piece of the past. Then something strange happened. I activated Naoe's focus again and this time a golden orb shimmered into view as if it had been waiting. I followed and found a resource chest quietly pulsing with hidden value. Further up the hill, still following the winding path, I entered a clearing and froze.
To be rich.
By following the tiny drunk creature who farts golden mon?
He doesn't fart them, idiot. They fall off his body.
I won't help you if you get mean. Where do we find him?
He seems to love sake in summertime. The trick is to find him passed out when the sun is high.
Statues. Dozens of bare statues scattered like silent watchers in the night. No quest marker, no objective, just an eerie presence. I stood there for a while and I thought maybe this place isn't meant to reveal itself at night. Assassin's Creed Shadows rewards stillness. Not every space is loud, not every reward is gold, but the world whispers to those who listen, and Naoe, more than anyone, knows how to hear it. After weaving the strange grove of bare statues, I descended the hill quietly reflecting. There was no clear objective now, just a world filled with possibilities. I opened my map, a question mark caught my eye. I marked it, called my horse, and rode off. No urgency, just curiosity. Not long into my ride, I reached a crossroad. One path curved off slightly uphill, covered in mist and shaded by trees. Something about it felt intentional, so I followed it. The climb led to a blessing shrine alone in the forest. I stopped, I prayed, not for power, but for clarity. Guide inside. Shrines like this offer stat, boosts, and hidden buffs. but more importantly, they mark spaces the developers wanted you to fill. As I kept riding uphill, I activated Naoe's focus just to check my surroundings. A silver orb shimmered into view, floating quietly beside the mother's home. I approached, and then another light appeared, a golden orb pulsing just behind it. It was like the world was slowly waking up around me. I followed them both, and I found two chests, one tucked beneath the trees and the other inside of the house. A codex barely visible until I stood directly in front of it. This wasn't luck, this was patience rewarded. As I opened my map once more, something happened. A viewpoint previously invisible now revealed itself. It hadn't been there before, but now it was calling. I marked it and began the final climb. The path led me toward a towering mountain, veined with cascading waterfalls. No enemies, no noise, just the sound of wind and running water. I climbed, slowly, deliberately, and at the peak, something incredible. a legendary chest. Inside the Graceful Crane, a legendary trinket worthy of any elite build. It starts an increase of 7.9% health, 3.8% critical chance, 20% critical damage, and 150% to stats when no weapon is equipped. Graceful, elegant, powerful. This trinket is perfect for players who master one-arm strikes or wish to push hybrid tool builds. Use it to maximize survivability while remaining agile in combat. With the Grateful Crane Trinket secured, I climbed a nearby tree and synchronized the hidden viewpoint, overlooking the waterfalls and the valley below. Another part of the map illuminated, and a new chapter began. I leaped from the summit into the cool waters below. The plunge felt like a reset. Once ashore, I opened my map, found Koga Kokorega, and unlocked the fast travel point. A wise move. This region was remote and I'd need quick access later. Then I marked a nearby viewpoint, saddled up, and rode east. While traveling, I spotted something off the main road. A small camp, unmarked, no name, no law, just smoke rising above the trees. I dismounted and crept forward into the brush. Using the shadows, I picked off each card one by one. Blade, vanish, reposition. Only the last one noticed, and even he didn't last long.
I'm being targeted! Flee, you scum! I will...
Stick to the shadows. I don't want trouble.
Leave! Eh? Your death will not go unanswered.
As the dust settled, I heard something, a voice, quiet and strained. It was immersion, query held captive.
You will see another day.
I have nothing to give. What is there something I can do in return?
I would like to know more about this place.
I cut him loose, and in return, he shared intel about the region, hints of hidden threats and treasures scattered in the hills. Always speak with rescued NPCs. They unlock hidden rumors, reveal quest leads, and sometimes alter the nearby enemy patrols or fast travel unlocks. I rode again, and the air grew dense, heavier with mist. And then I saw it on my hood. Shimigara Valley. A name whispered by few, explored by even fewer. Just off the left side of the path, in the clearing of silence, something glinted. I dismounted, stepped through the tall grass, and there it was. A legendary chest, sitting alone, unguarded, defiant, as if daring me to open it. Inside, masked death, legendary katana. A brutal blade with unrelenting presence, silent in its delivery, loud in its destruction. This katana is a gift for Yasuke mains, especially those who favor timed counterplay and heavy bursts. Pair it with regeneration or assassin-style chains for devastation ambushes. I didn't find the valley found me. That's what exploring without direction teach you. After claiming the masked death legendary katana, I pressed forward. One blade heavier, but one step more focused. My journey through Shimagahara Valley continued. No destination, just instinct.
Who did this to the people of Iga?
Not far ahead, I discovered the Buddhas of Shimagahara, a quiet hunting grove where bamboo swayed gently in the wind. But peace there was an illusion. Hidden among the stalks, I found the chest and guarding it, 3 bandits, their laughter cutting through the trees. They didn't see me at first, but didn't matter. They died quickly. Blade to throat, kunai to neck, silence returned. I looted the chest, not for the items, but for the feeling of leaving no secrets behind. I rode again, following the narrow trail as it snaked along the river. Then, without warning, a Ronin, alone, walking the same road as me, as if summoned by the path itself. I dismounted, no words changed, just the sound of steel leaving its sheath. It was a short fight, but his silence said more than any dialogue ever could. These Ronin ambushes are random, but they always reward awareness, but often mark priority to something hidden. I activated Naoe's focus, and just off the road, near the riverbank, sitting on a smooth rock, was a golden orb. I approached carefully and discovered another special golden key. No guards, no traps, just silence and reflection. I took it. That made 2. I opened the map again to mark my next point, but something caught my eye. A Jizo statue I'd missed just behind the road I came from. I turned back. These shrines matter not just for progression, but for presence. As I reached the Jizo, something unexpected happened. A Sumi-e scroll shimmered into view beside it. I stopped, watched, and Naoe began to draw. When the sketch was done, I stepped to the statue, bowed my head, and made my offering.
I need a closer look. I need to be quiet. Good view from here. Much better. Junjiro couldn't make fun of me for this drawing of a tanuki. Perfect.
There are treasures in this game that don't grant power, but instead great meaning. After offering at the Jizo statue, I turned to leave, but the road wasn't quiet anymore. A group of soldiers came marching down the path, blades clicking, armor heavy. I didn't step aside. I engaged them head on. The fight was quick, brutal, blades colliding in the silence of the forest. When it was done, I mounted up once more. The fog thicked ahead, and then I heard hooves. A mounted warrior cloaked in silence and flanked by guards passed by me without a word. His presence was unnerving. Not a mini-boss, not a cutscene, but something in between. I almost drew my blade, but something told me, not yet. Further down the path, I approached the Fudebayashi clan graveyard. Among the moss and stones, a codex floated untouched by time. I stopped, collected, and rode on. One more whisper of the past, safely stored. Then I reached the final viewpoint of today's journey, but it wasn't just a tower or ledge. It stood at the top of a tree, watching over the land like an ancient spirit. Before I climbed it, I noticed a chest beneath the tree, almost hidden in plain sight. I looted, then climbed, and there I synchronized the world. I dropped down into a straw pile beneath the tree, catching my breath. But this place held one last task. Kasuga Shrine, a sacred site requiring 2 prayers at 2 hidden shrines. I explored the area carefully, eventually finding them both.
woods behind the shrine. It was terrifying, the way he stared.
He just watched you?
There was darkness in his eyes.
I should investigate.
As I prayed at each, I could feel the weight of knowledge setting in. A new knowledge point unlocked, not just the skill tree, but in understanding the land. And with that, my journey for today comes to an end. We uncovered rare loot, unlocked lore, and shaped both Yasuke and Naoe into something greater. If this walkthrough helped you in any way, please drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, so you never miss the next chapter of this Assassin's Creed Shadows journey. Got a favorite moment? A spot you think I missed? Let me know in the comments. I read and reply to every single one. This world is vast and we are only just beginning to uncover its shadows. I'll see you in the next episode, my friend. Until then, walk with purpose and strike without hesitation.